fans in Chicago were there, like, woo-hoo! Gringos, South Carolina. Beverly Della for Chicago with 2 guests on the line. Shout out to Team Elite.
Okay, very good. Ladies and gentlemen, we've hit the bottom of the hour. My name is Fred Holmes. I do have somebody on the speaker line. Unless you're an invited speaker, you need to come off that line. And you need to caution, make sure your line is muted. My name is Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with Beach International. It's my privilege to welcome each and every one of you to our Wednesday evening product focus call. We call it Straight Talk with Russ Bianchi, the formulator of our products. In just a moment, I'm going to hand the call off to Pat Anderson. Many of you may recognize her name. Pat Anderson is a member of our Distributor Leadership Council. She holds the rank of Diamond Elite in our company's compensation plan. She brings over 2 decades of experience in the naturopathic and holistic healing industries. She will have as her guest the formulator of our Zija products, Mr. Russ Bianchi. And so certainly we've got an incredible call lined up. What I want to do is 2 things. First, I want to welcome those of you that have been invited as a guest to join us this evening. Perhaps a friend or a family member, maybe a coworker, who's been sharing with you about what's happening with Zija International as a company and the incredible products that we're bringing to the world, all based on the Moringa oleifera tree. So certainly a very warm welcome to each one of you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a moment, kind of bring everybody up to speed, if you will. Zija International, while we've been in the marketplace now, manufacturing and distributing our products for the short 6 years, the real Zija story started a couple of years before that with an hour-long documentary that aired on the Discovery Channel. Now, this documentary was introducing us to a botanical, a tree, if you will, by the name of Moringa oleifera. Certainly pretty much unheard of in the Western world. What we learned was that very small quantities of the powdered leaf of this tree were literally reversing childhood starvation in as little as 2 weeks. What was most impressive is this was being done with a plant not only much more efficiently, efficaciously, and quickly than some of the finest of nutritional supplements and medicines known in the Western world, it was doing it much more economically. And since that original documentary airing a few years ago, we have been, well, frankly, overwhelmed with the third-party validation of the nutrient power of this tree. There are now over 200 world humanitarian organizations that endorse the use of the Moringa oleifera tree. Countless medical schools and prestigious universities endorsing this tree. Several governmental agencies, including the National Institutes of Health. As a matter of fact, you can actually do your own research on the internet. Go to the government's website, where they archive, literally thousands of medical studies. Go to PubMed.gov, do a search on Moringa, and you will find hundreds of Western medical studies attesting to the power, the nutrient power of the Moringa oleifera tree. Now, we were very fortunate a few years ago, that original documentary from the Discovery Channel, a videotaped copy of that was forwarded to a gentleman by the name of Ken Brailsford. Now, if you don't recognize Mr. Brailsford's name, you will not really understand the significance of that one event. Ken Brailsford is an icon in both the nutrition and the direct marketing industries. Ken and his siblings were the co-founders of Nature's Sunshine back in the 70s. That company is now in business approaching 40 years. Has become one of the industry's leading companies, what we call a legacy company. Over 40 years now, or approaching 40 years in business, over $1 billion in sales. Ken went on in the 80s to become the founder of Enrich International. Many of you will recognize that company. Now approaching 30 years in business, over $1 billion in sales, still in business today under the name of Unicity. Well, Ken has long since gone into retirement, and when he viewed that video from the documentary from the Discovery Channel, What Ken realized is he could do more good for mankind with a single product than he had done with perhaps the hundreds of other botanicals he'd worked with in his previous two companies. And that caused him to come out of retirement, and we were very fortunate. Ken had not only the financial resources to make this happen, but he also had the credibility within the industry to attract some of the finest of the scientific minds in the development of our product line, and certainly first and foremost, Dr. Russ Bianchi. And so this evening, what we have is an incredible opportunity to have our call hosted by one of our top distributors, one of our most knowledgeable people in nutrition, and Russ Bianchi, the formulator of our Zija products, to share more in-depth information about our product line. And Pat, it's coming up, I believe, on your 5th year anniversary with the company. It's been an incredible journey. We've seen so many new products from the moringa tree that we've been able to bring to the market. And I'm just excited to be able to hear your conversation with Russ Bianchi this evening, so I'm going to pass the call over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Fred, and I sure appreciate everything that you do for all of Zija. Wow, 5 years, guys. You know, when we started, Fred and I started, we only had one product. And so it's amazing what has happened over the past 5 years, and the gentleman that has created our success with the product line is who I get to talk to tonight. So, Russ, welcome to the call tonight.
Good evening to everyone out there.
So, Russ, are you traveling on the road, or are you at home now?
I am on the road as we speak. I'm still in California, but on the road.
Okay, well, we really appreciate all of us, all the work that you do in helping us build the organization, so thank you. You know, Russ, I know you were like many of us. You got into this company unwilling, so to speak, and so we have so many new people on the line. Can you quickly tell your story and how you joined Zija?
The coalition of the unwilling, Pat. I didn't want to do this. I run a company called Adept Solutions Incorporated. We're based in Monterey, California, and we create, convert, and stabilize things. We do it in pharmaceutical and drug development, food and beverage, skincare and cosmetics, flavor chemistry and stabilization, functional dietary supplementation, chocolate, confectionery. The list is pretty long. But we only came to this for two reasons, Pat. The first was the science was overwhelming. There are over 65 years and multiple thousands of empirical, scientific, and pharmaceutical studies that had failed to develop the correct form of moringa. Secondly, Ken Brailsford and his management team, who assured us that if we were to attempt to do this, and we actually got there, that quality assurance and control would be maintained and wouldn't be dumbed down over time like a bunch of phony fruit juices, fruit powders, tinctures, and supplements that simply don't do anything. That's why we signed up. Did we get there? Yes, after 143 failures, 18 scientists up to 18 months, trial and error, failure after failure after failure. We used the correct form of moringa of all the constituent parts, and we kept it fully bioavailable so all the nutrient values would be delivered. But the real key was our founder, Ken Brailsford, who had assured us that nothing would ever be compromised. Not only did he agree to that, he exceeded that with Rob Larson, our CEO, and so many more on the management team. And they built a state-of-the-art pharmaceutical-grade or above pharmaceutical-grade plant that literally FDA inspected is state-of-the-art anywhere in any industry. So this is total vertical integration from company's own plantations through finished brands.
What was it about the moringa that intrigued you the most?
I started my career in nutrition for infants, and what caught me was a study at a World Health Organization that literally very small amounts of the correct varietal of moringa. You know, there's a lot of moringas in the marketplace, on the internet and health food stores and whatnot. There's only one that actually works and is the one that moringa has, called constituent parts. What fascinated me was very small amounts were literally arresting and reversing full full-blown malnutrition, dysentery, rickets, scurvy, renal failure, atrial fib, intestinal motility issues, macular degeneration. The list was long in infants and toddlers, universally, against full-blown placebo groups. That caught my eye. That's why it begun. So that's how we came to this, because there was real efficacious science behind it. As it turns out, long after we finished, a couple of years, the National Institute of Health and governmental agencies and academic agencies affirmed everything that we had seen in the literature in terms of its beneficial factors from a nutritional standpoint. Pat, we're not anybody's doctor here tonight. We're not anybody's physician. We're not diagnosing, treating, preventing, curing, mitigating, or prescribing. But what folks need to understand is there are huge levels of all the vitamins and minerals that have been systematically stripped out of food and beverage. There are huge levels of omega-3, 6, and 9. 3 dozen different naturally occurring anti-inflammatories. Multiple dozens of antioxidants and anti-carcinogens. All the amino acids, 9 essential our bodies will produce and haven't been in food or beverage for some, now 45 years. Even the name Zija comes from zeaxanthin, which is what the drug industry wanted, along with quercetin out of it. They want to isolate, synthesize, and patent, both for animal toxicology and human studies, and maybe 1 out of 7 gets approved. 87% of all drug development actually starts with a plant. They don't want you to know that, including aspirin, which is white willow bark extract. And basically, it's pretty straightforward. This stuff actually gets into your body, and these nutrient values simply have not existed for decades in processed and industrialized, stripped, or basically economically adulterated food and beverage. So that kind of gives you in a nutshell what this is about and why we're here.
But Russ, I can go to any drugstore and go buy a whole bunch of different vitamins that say that they're going to give me everything that you just listed. Why? Why wouldn't I do that?
You could, Pat. You'd pay 1/8 the cost. And you would be complete according to their advertising from A to Zinc. In point of fact, Zija was the zeaxanthin, and the IJA, which is actually the name for the horseradish tree, gives you everything complete from Z to A, and it actually gets in your body with Zija, as opposed to complete from A to Zinc, and none of it gets into your body. Ask yourself a simple question, Pat. 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond. All these supplements, all these tinctures, all these powders, all these juices, all these things that were touted as beneficial. Well, why then did we go from 1 out of 45 people with a weight issue and maybe 1 out of 38 with a blood glucose issue to today to 1 out of 3 having serious type 1 or 2 blood glucose issues and 7 out of 10 having a major weight or morbid weight issue? I guess those supplements, I guess those diets didn't work. Kumbaya weigh-in sessions, phony point scales, celebrities on TV that were really the fat farm on a treadmill 7 days a week and then lied that somehow some food coming to their house with cardboard box that came in tastes better than the food somehow benefited you. It's a fraud. Zija doesn't deal in that. Zija deals in evidentiary-based results. There's even an unconditional 100% money-back guarantee. There's up to 90% for 1 full year in refund if you don't get results. That's the fundamental difference. Somebody asked me the other day, Pat, how come you didn't turn this into a drug? Well, we would have waited 7 years on a fast track, and it would cost you $21, $22 a pop. You would go to your doctor, write the prescription, you go to the pharmacist, pay him. There'd be a kickback to the doctor, 25 cents under the table. That's not my word, that's Dr. Marcy Angel's word in the book, The Truth About the Drug Companies. And somebody would buy it because the doc said so. Or you could put it next to the retail item, the Band-Aid, toothpaste, whatever. It costs about $12, and nobody would buy it, even with the death-like syndrome TV commercials. In this model, probably about $3 a day. with 50 cents of that going to you and your referral team for actually having shared with somebody. And oh, by the way, Pat, you can get it for free under the Team 250 program. I don't know how you beat free, but in this model you can get it for free. The whole model here is designed so folks get their product free, and then if they share with enough people, they're going to pay them for the rest of their life. It's a pure model. It goes from a warehouse to the user's house. It's that simple.
Well, what you talk about is being bioavailable, enzymatically alive. You know, you tell us that it absorbs quite quickly into the bloodstream. So
we designed this so the enzymes weren't destroyed, Pat, or the amino acid, and that allows it in the Krebs cycle, your metabolization, to be absorbed. We started with Smart Mix, but we've improved radically upon it with the help of Dr. Joshua Plant, Harvard Medical School, went through Harvard Medical School in 2.5 years, married with 2 kids. I mean, that's amazing. I thought that I was pretty good. I'm nothing in comparison to Joshua. He's a brilliant researcher, and he's on our team. Thank God we've got him. We have 3 plants now, Pat. We have the state-of-the-art FDA-inspected plant. We have Joshua plant, and then we got the tree. So we got a trifecta here. The bottom line is pretty simple. We then went to Supermix. If you're not on Supermix, ladies and gentlemen, shame on you. I am. Because it is multiple times the nutrient value of the Smart Mix, and you are cheating yourself in terms of moringa delivery for your body. Because remember, these nutrients haven't been in food or beverage for some 45 years. You want to get well, it's pretty straightforward. You have 2 outcomes in life. You're either going to get better or you're going to die. You want to get better, you better start eating plants. Those that eat plants, it's evidentiary. This is not debatable. It's not refutable. Those that eat plants live longer. Those that don't and take drugs die sooner. It's that simple. I didn't say it was easy. I said it was simple. We are in the plant business. If you happen to get well, we respectfully apologize.
So, Russ, you're saying that the Super Mix is, over 2 times stronger than the Smart Mix that we originally started with. Should we add maybe more water to the Super Mix?
Absolutely, yes. 24 to 30 ounces, depending on your need. It ranges. Some people are taller than others. Some people are shorter. That would be me. Your mileage may vary. Your mileage will vary. It's always about a specific person, a specific predisposition, specific caloric intake or lack thereof, specific or integrated protocols of specific measured amounts over a specific measured period of time for specific measurable net results. We're empiricists. We believe in measurable, evidentiary-based results. Yes, you'll need more water, but the Super Mix, the better buy and more bang for your buck, absolutely. But nobody cared, Pat. No one. We did a sports strength that now has been vindicated with all kinds of professional, collegiate, and Olympic athletes all over the place getting all kinds of records and benefits from it. But nobody cared, Pat. We were in the wilderness from November 2006 to probably first quarter 2009, and nobody cared. It's only when you and David Moses and so many others came in, Chris Estes, we could go on with the list, as to asking a simple question. Might you happen to know someone who would like to lose some weight permanently at little or no cost? That people paid attention. Now remember, 7 out of 10 of us have a weight challenge. The other 3 know the other 7. So if you ask that one simple referral question, that means 10 out of 10 are going to say yes. And your only job is really to pique interest and perhaps to your friends and your upline that brought you. That's our system. We actually talk to each other. We actually use duplicatable models and tools. It's that simple.
Well, and the results that we see, we just did a challenge in the group, and I had a gentleman, Russ, in 6 weeks, he lost 35 pounds and just doing the system, and isn't that amazing?
It doesn't surprise me anymore, Pat. I mean, I don't want to sound arrogant to the folks that are first-timers here, but if you give the body what it needs, the body to self-correct. We're involved in the most nutrient-dense, botanical, science or medicine or any empiricism you can name. All we did is leave the thing alone but make it palatable. That's all we did. And we couldn't have done that without Ken Brailsford, who said yes. She didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. Nobody wanted to do it. We are the coalition of the disbelieving, skeptical, and unwilling. And we're dragged to this, and now we are seeing the benefits and actually helping folks by simply sharing. We've got a morning and an afternoon capsule, and you'll lose weight. But there's a problem, because chemistry doesn't lie. You will hit a plateau and you'll stop losing weight. You'll get frustrated. Then we give you premium tea, and it is not a diet or phony numbers or kumbaya ways of sessions or garbage meals coming to your house in a box. We're giving you nutrition that allows your body to self-adjust, allow it to detoxify, and it's a combination of a 1, 2, 3 punch in a simple system that allows folks to lose all the weight they want permanently.
Well, I'm excited about the new AM capsule, the new formulation. You and Josh have made it even better than what it was. Tell us about what's in it that's different. Brad?
I lost him, sorry.
That's okay.
Satellite going by.
So tell us about the new
He
AM.
wasn't a predator coming after Uncle Russ. Yeah. Shit. I'm sorry, can you give me the question again?
Yeah, good. Tell us about the new AM capsule and the new ingredients you and Josh decided to put in.
Josh is a genius, okay? Anyone telling you differently is a liar. That's my opinion. Josh literally read thousands upon thousands of studies, and we collaborated together, but it really was Josh's doing, and we improved radically on the AM that we had. We had something that was making people lose significant pounds per week, but we have something now that is significant times 2 or better. Literally, if you're not using Super Mix with our new AM, you've missed the boat, guys. It's that simple. Because we took all the chemical sounding stuff out that really wasn't chemicals, but that's the way we were required to label it. We took the, I can't even pronounce them, the methyl, the pethyl, the GMAA. I'm dyslexic, so sorry. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. What I'm telling you is we took stuff that sounded wrong off the label, and we put in things like bitter orange and green coffee, things that you can actually understand where they come from. And guys, it's going to rock your world. It's going to expand your business 3, 4, 5 times in the next 6 months. You'll have people banging on your doors at midnight. That's how effective the new AM is. And if you're not using the new AM and you're not using the new Smart Mix, shame on you, because you're missing the boat completely.
Well, and I do like the PM pill too. I think that's a good one for absolutely anybody with any health challenge. They're getting good results, and we take it in the daytime too.
Well, the PM is an alternative. The PM has ashwagandha in it, which we know controls serum cortisol. It's got diaminiosylester, as I pronounce it in Latin. It literally from the Sanskrit means sugar eater, sugar blocker. It's got sea kelp in it. And 100% of all studies, permanent weight loss is linked in correlation to sea kelp, assisting in that regard from a metabolic standpoint. It's got all the constituent parts like we use everywhere in our proprietary Zeta blends of the correct moringa that nobody else has, of leaf puree, fruit puree, seed cake, cellulose, fiber, oil, and all its nutrients. And we profile those for each and every item. We even do it in the new Prime 90, Pat. Where are you going to go get real, enzymatically alive or fully bioavailable moringa protein, plant-based? Not some phony dairy component factor that's stripped, deionized, concentrated, acidified, and nutrient dead. Not some corn or soy-based nonsense that's genetically modified and now proven to cause cancer. But ask yourself a simple question on the protein stuff. Global those protein powders, if all those protein shakes, if all those protein bars actually work, why isn't everybody running around like Luke Curry on YouTube right now with multiple super strength medals and or records? The bottom line is Moringa works, the evidence is there, and everybody else is smoke and mirrors. We don't have to compare ourselves to anyone else. We've got measurable results that are guaranteed at no risk.
Yep.
All you got to do is share with your friends. That's how you'll build your business. Peak interest, pass, use the tools.
Well, we see so many using the Prime 90 from the children all the way up, and oh boy, do I ever like it for the kids. As a healthy breakfast in the morning. What better way to start your day?
It's a delicious meal replacement. We have it in a great vanilla. One of my favorite stories is about one of the co-founders of one of the most famous ice cream companies in America that franchised everywhere. And they said, Mr. So-and-so, how come you have 31 flavors? He smiled and he said, just sell vanilla. Because 73% of all sales are still vanilla. What I'm telling you is, you can have moringa that's efficacious and fully bioavailable any color you want, as long as it's Zika green.
Excellent, excellent. And then we have the skincare line, Russ, and I'm serious. One of these days, we're going to just have a total call on the skincare line. It's fantastic, and I think it is so much better than anything on the market.
Well, I've done a lot of skincare lines in my formulation career, both Europe and the United Kingdom, North America and Asia, both retail and direct sell. Very famous brands, actually, many billions of dollars. So what? This is 10 years ahead of all of them. No phthalates, parabens, excipients, acidulants, preservatives, stabilizers, colorances, fake flavorances, cruelty-free, tetraethyl skin groups, hypoallergenic, with real moringa oil that is absolutely, irrefutably going to restore issues from skin on a topical nutritional basis that actually gives beneficial results. It is so far better than anything on the marketplace. I can't even go into superlatives of how well it does. And we have available sample pack right now that folks can try it without even having to risk buying a whole kit. But this is what I would tell you. For at least the last 3,600 years that we can document, moringa's been known. It's been known for a long, long time. And the only thing they ever used was the oil on the seapod. And they would burn it in lamps for fuel, or they would cook with it. Nobody ever bothered to put it on someone's skin, the largest organ on your body. And guess what? That protects everything else. And we know through topical nutrition that this takes care of a lot of issues. The heartbreak of psoriasis, shingles, scurvy, we've had testimonials in the thousands upon thousands. Because fully bioavailable, restoring enzymatic activity and amino acid sequencing, restoring collagen 7 dermal layers deep, and restoring what the body can do. Ken Blanchard's the guy that came up with this phrase, but it's absolutely empirically true. Give the body what it needs. It's the body that self-corrects. When we say drink life in, we literally mean it. You can go to Exodus tonight. Moses is wandering 20 years into 40 years of Exodus. He throws a tree into brackish water to become sweet. There's only one tree on the planet that grows in the Sinai that could have done that in the last 250,000 years. It's moringa oleifera, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if it can restore brackish water in the middle of the desert, what do you think it's going to do for your body? We mean it when we say drink life in. We mean it when we say drink life in towards a life unlimited. This is not some hyperbole. This is not some marketing slogan. This is empirical, evidentiary-based science that no one else has, and the results are irrefutable.
Excellent, excellent. So we are opening up countries all over the world. Like, it's really an exciting time, isn't it? What do you think about our product line, and how do you think we can market it? We're going to be successful?
That would be the understatement of the century. Congratulations, Pat. This company is doubling about every 90 days now, Pat. Doubling. Do we have the capacity? Do we have the raw material? Absolutely. We have billions in capacity right now. That is the vision of Ken, Rob Larson, and the whole team at Zija. We build with the future in mind. We are complete from Z to A, and we keep the end in mind always, which is you and your independent distributorships and business. You will never run out of our product. I dare you to try to outstrip us. The bottom line is we know and are already regulatory approved in Canada, Ireland, United Kingdom, Europe, Eastern Europe, Caribbean, United States, Mexico, Central and South America, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Philippines, Korea, Hong Kong, Singapore, Indonesia. The list goes on and on. Is this a global company now? Yes. Will it expand universally? Yes, it will. Because we are delivering nutrients fully bioavailable from no one else. And that is the bottom line here. The food chain has been horrifically dumbed down. Bad things like high fructose corn syrup put in. Will this be a multi-billion-dollar company in very short order? Yes, it will. What piece of that do you want for your business?
Well, I'm sure there's quite a few on the line that would like a lot. Well, Russ, thank you so much. And I think David's going to be back with you next week. And
I heard he just came back from Asia, so I'm looking forward to hearing all the excitement and the growth over there.
Yes, I hear there's just tremendous growth. So thank you so much for talking to our audience tonight. And with that, Fred, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Pat. And Uncle Russ, it's always inspiring and exciting to hear you speak so passionately about our products. Thank you both for joining us on the call this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been able to hear this evening, frankly, just the tip of the iceberg of what's going on with Zija International and our product line. Certainly, we encourage you to join us on a regular basis to learn more about our products and specific calls designed to talk about the individual product lines. I want to do two things in closing right now. First, for those of you that maybe haven't had a chance to try our products, or maybe this is your first exposure to one of our product calls, I encourage you to, as soon as you hang up, get back on the phone with the person that invited you to be here. Ask them about the products. Get a chance to try our products. Take us up on our unconditional 30-day risk-free trial offer. Use our products and decide for yourself why so many people have become lifelong users of the Moringa products from Zija. The second thing I want to do is I want to invite you, because I know that many of you were invited this evening to learn about our company and have an interest in the income opportunity available with Zija International. So I want to invite you tomorrow evening on this same telephone number and this same time frame. We're going to have a very special executive overview of the income opportunity available as an independent Zija distributor. We're going to have that call hosted by a gentleman who literally in just a couple of years has been able to create a 7-figure residual income from home. And so certainly you're going to want to join us and learn how to do that for yourself. With that, once again, thank you to Pat Anderson and Russ Bianchi for all of your information and the time you commit to helping those of us in the field with these calls. I'm going to open up the lines. I'm going to close out the call. Wish you all a wonderful evening. We'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow night at this same time. The lines are open.